The Broncos signed a wide receiver. No, it is not Odell Beckham Jr. I hate to disappoint, but it is a familiar face and a familiar name to Broncos country. Matthew Peterson from Chat Sports here breaking down the news with you guys as Tom Pelissero was the first one to tweet it out saying the Broncos are signing wide receiver Kaden Davis to their practice squad according to his agent, D.T. Jones, yada, yada, yada. But Kaden Davis, this is a name where you go, wait, where do I know that name from? Well, you know him from training camp this past year because Kaden Davis was brought in on the initial 90-man roster, a UDFA out of Northwest Missouri State, and he would ultimately be waived by the Broncos early on in the training camp process on August 16th, which kind of makes a spell of, well, we don't really see you on our practice squad, and we had to make those first 5 cuts. And so Kaden Davis, unfortunately, one of the earlier cuts made, but he was a local legend. He was a fan favorite, right? Remember this? Mike Kliss tweeted this back in August that the Broncos have waived UDFA Kaden Davis, not for a lack of effort. Another player will have to step up and be the first one out on the practice field each day. This is where I think half of the viewers go, right, that's where I know Kaden Davis from. He was the first man out to practice every single day, which just showed he was going to put the work in and make it a very difficult decision for George Paton to move on from him. So we'll talk more about this signing. It's not earth-shattering, but there were some other moves made because, well, a practice squad spot opened up because, unfortunately, Lloyd Cushenberry got placed on IR, which opened up a spot on the 53-man roster. So we're going to run through all the rest of the news that surrounded the Broncos and this Kaden Davis signing in just a moment. But first, we are 73 subs away from reaching 10,500 subscribers. This channel has been growing like crazy since the season started, and I appreciate all of our new subscribers who have tacked on and tagged along. But if you have not already subscribed, please consider doing so. We get you guys the latest Broncos news. Regardless of a practice squad signing or Russell Wilson getting traded, we cover everything related to the Denver Broncos. If that's the coverage you're looking for, this is the channel for you. So the wide receiver depth chart doesn't change, right, because Kaden Davis just goes to the practice squad. And I don't think this is a signing that signals, oh, could there be some shakeup? No, don't take this and run a mile with it. Tyree Cleveland has been banged up lately, so maybe you can look at that a little bit, but no. Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler are all healthy. This is not a signing where you go, could there be some shakeup in the wide receiver room? No. I think what this is Kaden Davis tweeted this out yesterday saying stay ready and attached a 2-minute video of him working out, running routes, catching balls, all that good stuff. And I think he's just showing, and the Broncos are showing, you work hard, you'll have a spot on our roster if a spot opens up here. So during the preseason, Kaden Davis repped number 13. That number is now occupied by Michael Ojemudia. I have no idea what number he wears or what he will wear, but let's just go back to what Kaden Davis did wear during his brief training camp stint. Number 13, let's welcome him back, right? Let's give him a nice mile-high welcome right back to Denver by spamming his jersey number 13 when he was in camp here in the comments section below. Let him know that Broncos country is rooting for him and wants to see him succeed. Listen, Kaden Davis, it's unlikely he ever takes a snap, but it is great to see, and I think this is something that you and I that, don't play in the NFL can draw away from, that even in our own professions, it's great to see hard work pay off. Kaden Davis was cut in August. He easily could have been like, well, I'm not going to continue working out. No, he stayed with the grind, and when a spot opened up and when there was an opportunity, he was ready for it. And that's a lot of the NFL, right? When your opportunity comes, are you ready for that brief moment? Because a lot of times in the NFL, you only get 1 or 2 chances, and that's a maximum of 2 for a lot of players. So he got his one opportunity, and he came into Mile High and showed, I'm still in shape. I can help this team in practice. I can be that Monix from the Celtics in semi-pro. All right, we're going to get to more news on the Broncos in just a moment, but we've got a brand new sponsor here at the Broncos Breakdown I'm really excited to share with you guys. So today's Broncos Breakdown is sponsored by Established Titles. Established Titles is a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. It is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. Title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, and an official certificate with a crest. We plant a tree with every order and work with global charities, One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future, to support global reforestation efforts. You can officially include the title Lord or Lady on your credit card, plane tickets, dating profiles, etc. It makes a great last-minute gift. The first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will effectively be next to my plot, within a few minutes of walking distance. Depending on how many of you want to become a lord or a lady, we can build our own Broncos kingdom. It makes an amazing last-minute gift. Established Titles is already running a massive early Black Friday sale right now with discounts up to 80%. Plus, if you use code CHAT, well, you can get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/chat to get your gifts now and help support the channel. I've got that link for everyone in the comments and the description of today's show. So I just want to quickly touch on this because once the Broncos signed Kaden Davis, I knew it wasn't going to be, oh, is he going to get some playing time? No, going to the practice squad, maybe he can work his way up. But it did kind of open my eyes to this. These are the 3 leading receivers for the Broncos this year in terms of yards. How about Greg Dulcich clocking in at 3rd after missing the first 5 games of the season? 4 games, whatever, on IR to start the year? That is just not what you want to see out of a wide receiver room that, unfortunately sorely misses Tim Patrick. But I just find that very interesting, and I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention. Greg Dulcich, who missed the first half of what's been the first 8 games so far for the Broncos, is already the number 3 receiver. Let's also give credit to Greg Dulcich. That is awesome. Good for you, man. I had some concerns as a rookie tight end if you could hold your weight in run blocking, because that usually can cost you a lot of snaps if you are a liability right there. But he has been everything and more so far for this team. He has been a huge catalyst and spark for this offense, which desperately needs a playmaker. All right, we got some more news to get to here. So Ian Rapoport tweeting out that the Broncos are placing starting center Lloyd Cushenberry on injured reserve with a groin injury, per source. The earliest he could return would be Week 14 against the Chiefs, which I believe is supposed to be Sunday Night Football. I pray that gets flexed out of it. Denver is signing veteran safety Anthony Harris to the active roster from the practice squad to fill an open roster spot. So that is the circle of life of how Kaden Davis got a spot on the practice squad. Lloyd Cushenberry to IR for 4 weeks. Anthony Harris, the veteran, jumps up to the 53. And boom, Kaden Davis has a spot on the practice squad. So here are the games that Cush will be missing, unfortunately. Week 10 against the Titans. Week 11 against the Raiders. Week 12 at Carolina, Week 13 at Baltimore, and then he could return for Week 14 against the Chiefs, which is currently slated for Sunday night. They love to keep Mahomes in Sunday night, so they might keep it that way. We just saw they flex the Bengals-Steelers Week 11 game out of Sunday night. I think for all of our mental health, it's probably best that they move this to 3:05 Central Time, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, with no Lloyd Cushenberry, here is the projected Week 10 starters. I think Cam Fleming might come back and start at left tackle. If not, it'll be Calvin Anderson. But Dalton Reisner, Glasgow, and Miners will be your interior offensive line. Graham Glasgow has done a decent job, in my opinion, actually, for a guy that was somewhat on the hot seat, to put it lightly, for a good stretch earlier, or at times last year and at times this year even. Now, according to PFF, he has been sort of middle of the pack, right? Ranking 49 out of 81. But if you've watched him play, like going back to the Jags game before the bye, I thought he filled in fine. I thought he did a good job spelling Cushenberry. And center is a really difficult position to make an in-game adjustment, right? You have to have that QB center connection down. But for him to step in, not really miss a beat, credit to Graham. That is awesome to see. All right, if you made it to the end of today's video, I'm going to bring back something we have not done in a while, and I think maybe we deserve it. Drop a let's ride in the comment section. Denver's on a winning streak. Denver is undefeated the last 2 weeks. How many teams can say that in the NFL? Not too many. Broncos are back, baby. Maybe. I don't know. Drop a let's ride in the comment section below if you made it to the end of today's video. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in and making us a part of your day. I'll see you guys later with more Broncos news and rumors.